In all its beauty, Maine's wilderness is a thing to behold. And with forests covering 89% of the state, there's a lot to explore.
Being prepared is what's going to keep you from getting lost.
Game Warden Corporal John McDonald tells us no one intends to get lost, but it happens. Every year, the Warden Service responds to 450 calls for search and rescue.
If you walk 10 feet off into the woods, that's where most people become uncomfortable.
McDonald says it's important to stick to the trail and to places you know.
There it is.
Preparation is also key. Bring a small pack with you.
But you got a flashlight.
I got a flashlight.
A knife, water, duct tape.
There's matches, Band-Aids, iodine, different things.
One of the most important things, your cell phone.
A communication device is key.
He says before going out, tell someone where you're going, what your plan is, and when you expect to be back.
It gives us a really good head start to go looking.
So what should you do when you find yourself lost? For a few tips, we spoke to someone who survived much more than a night lost in the Maine woods. Bob Crowley is the owner of Maine Forest Yurts.
Bob.
You might recognize him as the winner of Survivor Gabon, which aired 10 years ago. He says if you get lost,
Don't panic.
he admits that's easier said than done, but says Maine woods are nothing to fear. Next, take a moment to listen.
And right now, if we stop right now, I can hear that tractor off in the distance.
He says generally you can hear something, and if it's human, go ahead and walk towards it. If you can't hear anything or don't feel comfortable moving, stay put and prepare to spend the night.
This would be a good beginning.
Crowley showed us the beginnings of a shelter.
If you put a whole bunch of branches there with leaves on it, the rain, if it starts raining, the rain will run from leaf to leaf, almost like like shingles on a roof.
Next, make a fire.
That's a great thing to start with.
Gather dry leaves, twigs, birch bark, and any other dry materials you can find.
So this is a cattail, and this is a good thing to start the fire with because it's nice and dry.
Hopefully you've prepared yourself with matches or a lighter. Crowley showed us a survivor trick.
The first time I saw this was when I was on Survivor. This is magnesium on this side here, which burns very, very hot. It's a metal. That makes it easier to start the fire if things are wet.
Make your fire in a clearing. In addition to keeping you warm, it can also be used to signal your whereabouts to people looking for you.
And then I'd always have extra wood and extra like pine needles and spruce boughs so that if a plane went over or something went over, I could put that on the fire to create smoke immediately.
He says if you've got shelter, fire, and water, you could last days, if not weeks, in the Maine woods. Corporal McDonald agrees and says staying put can help wardens find you faster.
We have dogs and people and searchers, and the likelihood is we'll find you very quickly.
In the Maine woods, Jennifer Long, CBS 13 News.